Practice was good. We had 6 padded practices in a row. You got to have 3 practices where you don't have pads on. So, and the rule is you got to start with the first 2. So we put this right in the middle, and then we'll have 6 more padded practices. So we thought it was looked at it as the right way to do it. Sometimes you do it the last practice before the spring game, but that meant you go 12 straight in padded practices. So we put this right smack in the middle, and our kids responded, the way we wanted them to respond. And you got a lot of work done today from. That our kids understand how to practice without pads, but still at the tempo we want to practice at. So I like when we do this because our kids understand. It shows a little bit of maturity in that they understand how to practice. So
what's the difference?
There's a big difference. I mean, there's a lot less hitting. There's got to be more cooperation between the offensive line and the defensive line. You got to understand the situation. If maybe you beat the guard, you're untouched going into the backfield against the ball carrier. You got to pull off a little bit. Where when you have pads on, we're gonna thud up the ball carrier and tackle them. So it's a different mindset for those guys. But they have to understand we have to be able to practice like that for us to be successful. And our guys did a real good job of it today.
When do you go again with officials this week?
Tomorrow. Practice 6, practice 11, practice 15. We'll get officials. So.
You go to spring with an idea of where you want to be at certain points of spring, and are you where you expect this team to be?
No. That's a good question. We don't have a benchmark. I mean, you got to let that play itself out. But we have everything scripted from all 15 practices to which ones are going to have officials, which ones are going to be in shorts, which ones we're doing red zone, which ones we're doing coming out, which ones we're doing 2-minute situations and all that. But, where exactly you are from how does this kid progress or that kid progress? You don't know. That's why we're practicing. So the scenarios were all scripted out, but we don't have. I can't predict on how this kid's going to pick up our system or that kid's going to pick up what we're doing. So.
How do you like the group of guys that have come in early out of high school so far in spring?
The 3 have been real good. They've picked things up really quickly. They're real fast learners. The one compliment I'll give them is they don't look out of place. So you don't look out there and say, why is the tight end running 40 yards downfield on a run play and all of a sudden he got the wrong call, or why is Jake going the wrong way? Both kids on offense have got a good grasp of what we're doing. Obviously Jake's got a little bit of a jump start because he enrolled in January, and Eric on defense, it's the same thing. He's picked up what we're doing on the defensive line pretty quickly, and he's doing a really good job out there. So I've been pleased, for those 3 kids coming in early to pick up what we're doing and to play at our pace, because we don't slow down for them. They just have to kind of pick up and figure out what's going on. And I've seen really marked improvement from those guys from practice 1 to, I think today was 10. So, those guys have done a real nice job so far.
Based on what you've seen out of guys like Colt and Tyson Coleman coming in last year and doing that thing, how much do you think that helps these guys coming in the spring for the upcoming season?
I think it helps, but there's no correlation from one guy to the next. I think everybody's an individual. So some kids have come in early and played, and other kids haven't. John Boyette came in early but didn't play. Colt came in early but did play. But a lot of that is built out of necessity. Our depth at tight end was, after the loss of Brandon Williams, we were down. So I think we were forced into playing Colt a little bit. So again, it depends on where we are at depth at the individual positions on whether those guys will see the field in the fall.
Do you like what you've seen from Colt so far this spring?
He's improving, constantly improving. He's changed from, as a high school running back and now to be a full-time tight end. I saw a lot of improvement from him as the season went along last year through preseason camp and then obviously through the season. And he's kind of picked up where he's left off. I think he's playing with a lot more confidence, got a real good grasp of what we're doing now. So I'm pleased with Colt so far this spring.
What have you seen from Michael Clay? Does it look like he's ready for a monster senior season?
I hope so. He had a monster junior year and missed, a couple of games there in the middle after the Nevada game was down, but then did a real good job of coming back and then being a double-digit tackle guy for us, throughout the rest of the year. But he's just one of those kids from day one when he got here. I've always said this about him. He was never a freshman. He just had a maturity to him and a sense to him, and he's certainly going to be the leader for us on the defensive side of the ball. I think we got some strength because we do have some really good linebackers back with him and Kiko and Baseko. But he keeps progressing the way he's progressing right now. I think he's going to have a great senior season.